Happy Friday, everybody. But guys, today I'm gonna talk about the Premier League, Sunderland, Burnley, and Leeds United will bounce back though in this season. Well, let's talk about them. But guys, just before I do talk about Premier League teams, so guys, make sure, guys, guess what? This match is target because you reached my goal. So well done, guys. But now I'll say a big thank you video just for you later on today. So I can't wait for that. So yeah, so I will say a big thank you to everyone. Really being described lately, but I'll do a bit. I will say a big thank you video just for you later on today. Probably at 11:45. So not long. So guys, let's move on. Just we talk about the awesome Premier League teams. Now let's talk about relegation teams. Let's talk about Leeds United. Well, Leeds, if you try to do that lately, because they need to get something looks behind. But can Leeds will bounce back though? Well, it might possible in the future, but it might happen like Leeds might do something about it. But it might happen though. But we could think that will be expect that will be happening though. But guys, do we accept that though? Possible, but it might really helpful though. But do you think that to expect this? Can we expect this that this United will be something there? I think in this season. Well, it might though, but this United need to get something back to engage though. Just beforehanded, well, to get something will be do something like if they need to get more winning games, so that couple more things will be happen. So it might though, but they have still of confidence, but they do a lot of confidence lately, but who knows? So they're gonna take points lately this season, but it depends with any problems. But only sometimes though. Let's talk about Burnley. One. Look, Burnley, they signed Kyle Walker from Manchester City, and another one as well, I think. But well, Burnley have been really depressed lately, but I think they might turn around though. But who knows though in the season. But we could think that will be happening though for Burnley. But if they needed something to improve though. But can they do this though this season? Well, it might possible if they get things back this season though. But do we expect things though for Burnley? Well, it might happen though. I'm sure of that though. So now let's talk about the final one is I forgot the team to reelection. Sunderland, there you go. And now let's talk about Sunderland. Well, Sunderland, they need to get something though. I know sometimes they get something how to prove or no in the season. Yeah, because they need to get something there, I think, because it is so passionate that will be happening. No. Well, it might possible though, but with Sunderland, if they to nearly kicks off this week, it might do something like to get wins or maybe lose or come against that day. But it's a bit boring though for Sunderland. But that find it struggling that league. So they need to have a think about that as well in the season. Now let's talk about survived. Now let's talk about 4 teams I'm going to talk about is Wolves, Everton, and who else? Guys, do you know who survived in season? So we got Wolves, Everton, and Fulham. There you go, Fulham. So let's talk about the awesome teams that are in the season. But now let's talk about Wolves. Wolves, can they do something to against though? A couple of games more in the season. But it might happen though. But we're sure that will be doing keep on pressure to do like good stuff, and anything will be happening though in the season. Well, it might though, but Wolves need to get something back to win games though in a couple of games now in 2026. That I know what's been happening that day, but it might really come out that day. And Everton, they need to get something out of it as well. Because I did agree on that with Wolves and that. But I agree with Everton though. But if Everton wins a couple of games more season, I think it'd be better just to stay with that though. But who knows though. But let's say find out if that Everton will get something to win games though in a couple of games though. But it's not long though until it kicks off this evening. So, but it might possible though. So let's see, alright? And then let's talk about final one is Fulham. Let's talk about Fulham, guys. Now, Fulham has been a lot of experience lately, but who knows? But Fulham need to get something will help the players. Do you think it will happen though in season? But let's see, find out. It depends with the season start. But it's near kick off very soon. We've got 5 hours to go. So it's not long to go, guys. But who knows though? But Fulham will be turning around to win games though. There's a couple of games though. And now let's move on to mid-table are Manchester United, Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, and let's talk about Manchester United. No, Manchester United, they need to get something though. If they need to get a couple of games to win, if they might do something by it, it might possible, but it depends with any problems or sometimes with like actual things like doing great performance, confidence, but it might. But let's see into the season start. But who knows? But yeah, I'm sure of that though. Let's move on to. Let's talk about Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest, they need to get something had to prove on in the season though. But who knows in the season? So yes, it depends though. And let's talk about the final one we talk about is let's talk about which team I'll talk about. I don't know. It depends though. Do you think will be happening though in the season? It might. So, oh god. There go. Let's talk about AFC Bournemouth. No, AFC Bournemouth then to win this game so in the season. But who knows that with Bournemouth. So can they do this though in the season though? But could they or do something though in the season? But if they need to win this couple of games, it might happen though. But who knows? And now let's talk about the champions. Let's talk about Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester City. Now let's talk about Liverpool. Look, Liverpool, they have great team, but I know they lost by Community Shield against Crystal Palace. But who knows though? And then we've got Crystal Palace after Manchester City. But yeah. So Liverpool, they've got great players that this season. But I know with Diego Jota has died a lot about a couple of years now. So it's sad for him, but we help with Diego Jota and then to support this team. So it might possible. So yeah, if they need to be champions this year, we don't know yet until further notice. Another champions, Arsenal. Arsenal need to win season though, but if that Michael Tata sacked, we want to be sacked. But if he don't, they're gonna do something come against that in the season. But guys, do you think that with Arsenal we'll get something there on the season? Well, it might though, but who knows that we're going to win this couple of games now in season. But let's see. But it might happen though. I'm sure of that though. So let's find out, alright? So now the two more. Let's talk about Chelsea. Look, Chelsea has been absolutely fantastic lately, but that's like all players lately from other clubs, like Championship, on the Premier League ones as well. But Chelsea have got a lucky team, but they have great quality lately. But who knows though? So let's find out in the season. And let's talk about Manchester City. They lost by Crystal Palace in FA Cup. We know about this well because I've been there. Man City, they need to get something though in the season. But if they need to get something to win games this season, it might happen though. But who knows with Pep Guardiola. But if Pep Guardiola will be happy to get his wins, but if Pep Guardiola needs good wins in a couple of games in the season, he might be happy though. I'm sure of that. And let's read talk about our final team is Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace landing ticket serving had to win Ganso in season, but who knows though. But Palace, they stay Europa League and Conference League, but it might though. But I think that is he needs to leave Palace though. But he did link with Arsenal or Tottenham has paid him, I think. But who knows? But he's spent £35 million from Ise. But who knows though? Do you think that guys, do you think that Ise must go to Arsenal? Maybe Tottenham have a link to him. And he really interested that they for him. So yeah, so guys, what do you think about that as well? But guys, do you think that with Mark Coohey, do you think he's there at Palace for this year, or he'll be transfer free though? If he was to go to Liverpool, that season is captain boy, but who knows though? So yeah, guys, what do you think about that though? So guys, let me know in the comments and as well. So guys, I will do a bit. I will do bit thank you video just for you later on today. Take care. Peace out.